right, this is Center 3 for Bird Migration Unit, and this center is Migration Tales. And it's basically, the whole idea of this is to follow a songbird's migration path from north to south from Colorado and follow it where it goes, down to South America. So with this center, there are two different activities that you can do, and I'll talk about that, but this center is really about to kind of bring in the obstacles that birds have on their migration route or their flyaways, especially with population growth and just, you know, development in areas. The birds really look for landmarks, and a lot of them will fly on the same route, and so they'll look for those landmarks every year as they fly. And so with development, just bringing making the kids aware that maybe with development such as maybe light pollution, or there was a wetland that has been developed and is no longer there where the bird was depending on food or water, that might make it a lot harder for those birds to migrate, and some of them might not make it. So that's what this center is about. The first activity that you could do, this would be more of the indoor activity, although I do think you could do the outdoor activity indoors. We'll talk about that. But the indoor activity would be, we have a migration route here from north to south, North America to South America. And you can talk about the 4 different routes. There's information is here in the alphabet about the 4 different routes. Talk about that, but this would be to follow a barn swallow. So our lovely barn swallow here. And you could follow our barn swallow from Colorado, and there is a migration diary in here. And as you're reading the migration diary to the kids, you can have the kids, there's a few other cards in here, laminated cards, and you could have the kids, as you're reading the migration diary, as the barn swallow is traveling further south, you could have the kids come up and move that barn swallow further south until it reaches its destination down in South America. And then you can talk about the distance that that barn swallow travels. And then it doesn't specifically say, but I would bring in, you know, talking to the kids, okay, what obstacles might there be or for the barn swallow to travel? Light pollution, wetlands go away, development, those types of things. So that is the indoor activity. The outdoor activity, there's chalk in the bin, so you could make, this is about a hopscotch square. So you would make a big hopscotch either with chalk, or you could do this indoors. We'll have some masking tape, and you can make a hopscotch course in the hallway with masking tape. And then the idea of that is that to get every kid through the migration route, the hopscotch route. And you would start off with just, there's no obstacles, not a problem. Let each kid get through the hopscotch course and see how easy that is. And then with your chalk or your masking tape, start to block off squares. And that would show wetlands that go away, or an area where there's a lot of light pollution that the bird can't find its landmarks. And so then you start to mark off some squares, and the directions, you know, are in here, that maybe 2 squares are marked off first, and then you have all the kids one by one go through the course. And the idea of it is to make it more difficult, that maybe there were a couple wetlands here, and then all of these wetlands got developed, and so now the kids have to go from this square all the way to this square. And the idea is to make the course harder and harder, where eventually none of the kids are able to make the course. So then the kids are realizing, wow, you know, development, it's important to save wetlands, so the birds are able to migrate down to the southern point and then back to their summer habitat at their northern hemisphere. So that's what that's about. And have fun with this one. If you have any questions at all, please email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com.